What the library attempts to do is by showing you all the different seasons, you relativize them all. It's by putting them one next to each other that you realize you cannot trust any of them. But at the same time, you need all of them because you yourself pass through the seasons. I am Federico Campagna. I'm a philosopher, and I work with Dozy Kanu at the construction of the library, a library as large as the world. Every library is as large as the world to a certain extent, because the world as we understand it is made of language. A book is an attempt to organize this language, and a library is an attempt to organize all of the books relevant for a certain vision of the world. Every library is an attempt, is an hypothesis of how we can understand reality. We don't always do it in the same way. Every civilization does it differently. But I think it's possible to detect 4 main approaches. And that's why the library is organized in 4 main sections. The first approach, the summer, the most murderous month, is when you have absolute certainty that you've cracked it. You've cracked the mystery. Autumn is when this certainty starts falling and there is this feeling of an end coming. There is doubt, there is rebellion, there is nostalgia. Winter is when you finally doubt completely that you will ever be able to translate the mystery of reality into words, into concepts. And then again, the spring is the moment when you try again to make sense of reality. But you know, because you've passed through the other seasons, that you never get an accurate, objective picture of it. What you can get is a story. So you try to do it again creatively, but especially fictionally. But then eventually, you tend to forget that your fiction is a fiction, and then you get back into summer, and you're convinced there is an absolute certainty. The world is something always unstable, and it's up to you to decide what it means that it's unstable. Does it mean there is a threat, and you need to congeal it, or it means there is an invitation to dance, and then you go with it? I really loved the way Dozy has worked with the library. I was very pleasantly surprised by the result, especially this combination of heaviness and lightness, which in a way is similar to how we make worlds. There are a little under 1,000 books, but let's keep in mind that a library is a method of organizing books, which means that the final number of books in a library is always open. We try to have anything written from music to technical drawings of architecture and anything in between. Economics, philosophy, fiction, poetry, from anywhere in the world. For example, in winter, we encounter a lot of ecstatic mysticism. That section is particularly dear to my heart because it's usually kept aside in the normal way we understand the history of knowledge. You know, there is science, philosophy, sociology, and all those kind of things. They make one discourse. And then mysticism is just like a wacky thing on the side that is detached. I think really is important to keep them attached, to see a continuity between science, philosophy, mythology, theology, mysticism, and to keep the discourse united. The inclusion of music is also something that I'm quite happy about. Music has this ability, similarly to some forms of poetry, to present general hypotheses about reality and to communicate the essence of what is a world.